Guys, this is Heather with Creativity by Heather BE. Welcome back to my channel. Today I am showing you a card made from the Altenew Botanical You set. This is a layering set that is absolutely gorgeous, and it's got a die that you can purchase separate or if you get it in a bundle. And the die cuts out the word you, as you can see there. This is a 4 layering stamp set. So you've got the first layer that's basically the leaves, and then it adds in some of the flowers, and then some of the berries in the third, and then some additional little berries in the fourth. Very easy to line up. This is a stamp set here. So you've got your first two on the top. It also has great sentiments in it, which I love the sentiments, and I decided that I wanted them to definitely be a part of the card. So I do include a lot of the sentiments. I am going to use the Altenew ink. I'm using Forest Garden, Frayed Leaf, Coral Berry, and Frosty Pink. So the first thing I'm going to do is stamp out the first stamp of the leaves. And if you have a hard time, once you get the first one done, laying it out, they have a great guide on the back. That's 50% of the actual size. So it's really helpful to look at that, although I did not have any problems lining this up. Fairly easy stamp to line up. So the first stamp that I'm going to use is the Forest Garden, and it's the darker of the two inks. So I'm using that one, and I'm just inking up all over the little leaves. And I had already done this off camera just to kind of play around with it a little bit before I started this card, and I had done one ahead of time and already die cut it. So I'm actually going to make 2 cards today, and using the one I'm creating here and also the one that I've already created in die cut. Just had to move my magnet out of the way a little bit. I love my Misty. I purchased from Simon Says Stamp the foam Misty sheet that's got almost like a laminate on it, and my large magnet seems to kind of block stuff, so I have to be careful where I place it. So I'm laying the second one on. You can see if you just match up some of the leaves, you can see some of the openings as I'm showing you there. And for this one, I'm going to use the Frayed Leaf to stamp up this next one. Love these Altenew crisp inks. I just have the mini cubes, which I found, I've been purchasing a lot more mini cubes for storage, and they work just as well. And I don't really have inks, aside from my distress inks, that I use all the time, my colored inks. So the small ones, cubes, work for me, and they're definitely more cost effective. So you can see now we've got 2 layers, and you can really see the stamp starting to kind of take shape. And once you add the color with the berries, this stamp just pops. And you can use any colors here. I use traditional colors. You could use any colors to match whatever your need is for the card, what your background's going to be. I kept it fairly simple. I really just wanted to kind of play around with the stamp and see what it could do. And I also wanted to use the Altenew inks. So for this next one, I believe I use Coral Berry is the next one that I use. And this one actually does some little berries and then some additional little leaves just to give it some color. And I realized when I was going through this that I actually have the same stamp set in this twice. Yeah, so it's Coral Berry that I'm using next. And this is a beautiful, beautiful color. If you're looking for a really pretty coral, very pinkish red, this is a great stamp to have in your stash. It's beautiful. So I'm going to stamp that out, just making sure I'm getting complete coverage. And you can see that color just pops off that green. And then for the last layering stamp, I'm going to use the Frosty Pink, which is very, very light. It's a very gorgeous, almost like a spun sugar color of distress ink. It's a very light, really pretty pale pink. So I'm just lining that last one up, and you can see I have the packaging next to me. This one was probably one of the harder ones, but once I figured out to look at those 4 corners, which is the trick I'm showing you there, it lay out very easily. So I'm going to ink that up with the Frosty Pink. And the Frosty Pink, Coral Berry, all the colors I'm using today, I believe Altenew sells them in one full like cube set. If I will link below, all the products will be linked below and also on my blog. But I do believe that all these colors come in one set. So you can see how gorgeous that was. So simple. I love Altenew's layering stamps. They make it so easy. And then this is the U die. The die is connected and then it cuts each one out separately. So I told you I'm going to do 2 cards because I had stamped the one off camera. So for the first one I decided I wanted to do, well, I did a vertical and a horizontal card. And so for the vertical one, I decided I wanted to put the U down the side, and then I wanted to use 4 sentiments. So I used Up by the Y, Are So Kind, Mean Everything to Me, Amaze Me, and Will Do Great Things. And what I also loved about these sentiments is they're different sizes. So you can see I could kind of fit them in to what would fit in the space that I had. And so if you're doing any type of card and you needed a smaller sentiment, the Amaze Me or Are So Kind would work fabulous. Can't Wait to Hug You is some other ones. There's some great sentiments in this stamp. And last time I looked, I do believe this bundle was actually on sale at Altenew. I will link, like I said, all the products down below, but I believe the bundle was on sale for $26, I think is what I had seen it. So I am using the Jet Black from Altenew. This is a great crisp black ink as well. And stamped all those out using my Misty, laying everything back down. And I am using, this is Ballet Slipper Cardstock from Fawn, is the color that I'm using here for the background. So for the next one, I decided I wanted to do a horizontal card, and I wanted to make the U the focus. So using that Ballet Slipper background, I decided that I wanted to lay it all out. And the first thing I did was I stamped it actually in the Coral Berry. And you'll see that on the back here in a moment. And then I decided I didn't like that. So I actually ended up with the Frosty Pink, which is what I'm going through here and stamping now. I wanted something subtle. I wanted the U to kind of be the star of the card and be the main focal point. And the Coral Berry was just a little bit too dark. And so when I went back in with the Frosty Pink, it was perfect. I am using I believe these are Fawn scalloped dies, rectangle dies, just to cut those out. The U and the flowers, it's not flat. It's definitely, you've got the edges of the leaves and things like that. And so I wanted the card base to kind of match that to keep the flow of the card. So I am folding, these are Nina 110-pound card bases, using my bone folder to score that. And I'm going to attach, I'm working on the vertical one, going to attach that, and then I am going to use some foam squares to pop up the U and to give it dimension, and I do that on both cards. So I'm just laying my YOU in place. Very simple cards, and they came out just gorgeous. This stamp set, I have, I believe it's the Cardinal stamp set that was out last Christmas. Love it. Like the shadows, the stamp layering, if you struggle with stamping, stamp layering sets are amazing. They really make you look like you know exactly what you're doing and you are a stamper. Because I'm going to tell you, I struggled with stamping for a long time. And these are fabulous. The Misty tool changed everything, but these really help. So I went in and added some Nuvo shimmer, and then I also used Nuvo drops, and I believe it is Bubblegum and Pale Pink, I believe are the colors. And what I did is I just went over the berries. So the coral berries, I used the Bubblegum and the Pale Pink and the others. And those are my 2 cards. Very simple, can be used for any occasion, encouragement, just fabulous cards. And I encourage you definitely to check out the stamp set. This is the completed one. You can really see the Nuvo drops as they're dry there and the horizontal. So thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and like this video, and have a great day.